Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. I've been using Gainium for quite a while now, not just for paper trading or for backtesting, but also for running real money trading bots on actual exchanges. Even during the past 20 days where we have seen the altcoin market actually being in capitulation mode, as you can see here, I'm still staying in the green day by day, not just in realized profits, but also in unrealized profits. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top 10 things that these bots are offering to me that are helping me to stay in the green, even with such a rough conditions as we are seeing in the current situation in the market. I'll go through these top 10 things one by one, showing you where to find these settings and how to use them on trading bots with Gainium, and I'm hoping that you're gonna find value in these suggestions that I have put up together. I'm gonna now switch to my paper trading account and I'm gonna click on new trading bot. All these top advantages are not available in other bot platforms. The first advantage is that you can backtest any time frame, no matter how low the time frame that you want to backtest, and for very extended periods of time. For example, you could backtest Bitcoin in the 1 minute time frame for almost 10 years. That is just mind-blowing. I'm going to show you how to do that very quickly. We're going to select Bitcoin here in the basic settings of a new trading bot. We're going to scroll down. I'm going to put a base order of $100 and opening deal ASAP. For take profit, I'm going to leave it in 1% and a stop loss of 1%. I'm going to switch off the DCA. This is not an actual strategy. I just want to show you that you can backtest 10 years. So I'm going to hit this button that says backtest, select the 1 minute time frame, go to period and select custom, put 2013, and I'm going to say start backtest. So as you can see, this is downloading all the data from 2013 in the 1 minute time frame. This is going to take long, but it makes sense because you are downloading a huge amount of data into your computer. In this case, I'm using Chrome, so it's going to cache the 1 minute time frame candle data in your computer, and once it's downloaded the data, you're going to notice that the second time that you backtest the same period, the backtest is going to run a lot faster. If we compare this to any other bot platform, I know very few that are currently offering you to do proper backtesting. Most of them kind of delegate this thing for you to get an account on TradingView. In this case, once you get Gainium, you do not need anything apart from that. And guys, I'm going to leave a link down in the description that gives you up to 36% discount on Gainium. Whether you go for the monthly or the yearly subscription, it's up to you. Let's go with the advantage number 2. If you do serious backtesting and you do it very frequently, or if you are on the move and you want to backtest using, let's say, an iPad and you have very poor connection to internet or anything, you can opt for doing your backtest using server side, which means that you're going to send all the tasks for backtesting into the cloud, in this case to Gainium servers, and once the backtest results are completed, you're going to receive an email notifying you. After you click on that link, you're going to be able to see your results. Most of the time, the client side is all I need. It's extremely fast. I run an M1 MacBook, and so far I haven't even thought about needing to upgrade my MacBook because it's way faster than doing any backtest on TradingView. As we go along in the video, the advantages are going to be a lot more mind-blowing than this. This is just the beginning. The advantage number 3 has to do with the take profit and the stop loss being relative to the volatility of the asset. So many people think when they are taking profits or when they are placing their stop loss to only think about a percentage. But there's a lot of advantages in not just using percentage, because when you trade BTC, it's very low volatile, and then when you trade a meme coin, you might see 20 times more volatility on the hourly compared to Bitcoin. So why would you put for both coins the same take profit? It doesn't make any sense, especially if you're doing a composite bot that uses plenty of different coins. Using the same percentage for every asset, in my opinion, is the wrong approach. And Gainium has thought about this, and it gives you the option of not just using the percentage, but also it gives you many other alternatives. The one I'm referring here when I talk about volatility, you have access to ATR and ADR. ATR is the average true range, and the ADR is the average daily range of the asset. Let's select this and let's see how easy it is to set up a take profit using ATR. For example, here I have the ATR with a length of 14. I'm using the 1 hour time frame, and if I set a factor of 2, you can see how my take profit order is moving depending on the value of the ATR. If we were in another asset, this wouldn't necessarily 1.67%. And not just that, if you are in a situation when the asset starts moving faster because there is a dump or there is a pump, then automatically the ATR, when a new 1 hour candle closes in this case, is going to recalculate the ATR and is going to set your targets accordingly if you enter a new deal. You can set this to multiple time frames, so the lowest is 1 hour, but you can go even with the weekly and say, I want to take profit based on how much the weekly moves. You can do a similar thing when you go to the stop loss and also set on the weekly here with a factor of 2 stop loss based on that. I do love this feature. This means that I only need to worry about my strategy. I do not need to be thinking that every single asset needs a different percentage. I just delegate that to the ATR, and then I can relax and run multiple coins in the same bot and have everything normalized for me automatically. The fourth advantage of Gainium is a controversial one, and some of you might disagree with me. In Gainium, you can do compounding. You can select percentage of USDT free or percentage of USDT total, the total value of the account. By doing percentage, you are sizing your orders based on a value relative to the account. That is the key to be able to do compounding. Some other platforms are able to offer compounding features, but Gainium is able to offer it even if you do composite bots. So if you are doing this with multiple coins and you have up to 3 deals open at the same time, you are still able to select here percentages. Running composite bots using compounding is also extremely powerful. I've been wishing to have this feature for a very long time. Number 5, risk-reward ratio and fixed risk per trade. Any serious trader out there is going to tell you that one of the 3 pillars to success when you are doing trading is to keep the risk static every time that you enter a trade. We are not talking about DCAing. Here we are talking about a single order that has a stop loss and a take profit. When people say we're going to use a risk reward of 1 to 2 or 1 to 1.5, and at the same time, when you place your stop loss, you decide to risk 1% of your account. For that, you're going to have to use, instead of the take profit and the stop loss, go to risk reward right here. When you scroll down, you're going to find the type of risk, and you're going to have 2 options: percentage from free balance that you're willing to lose, or a fixed amount that you're willing to lose. The point is, you decide how much you're willing to lose per trade. I'm going to continue with the last 5 advantages. In my opinion, those are the best ones, so make sure that you continue watching the video. And by the way, guys, if you value all these advantages already, give this video a like and write down a comment down below. That's really helping the channel to continue growing. Thanks for that. The next massive advantage is that Gainium allows you to do DCAing using technical analysis. Most of the bot platforms out there offer you very dumb way of doing DCAing. If the price goes to X%, you buy more. If the price continues going X% more, you buy more. But there's really no reasoning behind those percentages. Pretty much it's like flipping a coin or a finger in the air where you're gonna place those percentages and you hope for the best. I'm gonna show you how to use DCAing using TA very quickly. You're probably used to just think when the deal should start. So you use TA here by selecting technical indicators, and let's say your entry is when the RSI 14 on the 15 minutes is crossing up a value of 30. Very typical entry for a deal start condition, but that's only going to define where you open the first order. But if you're doing DCAing, all the rest of the DCA orders open at a percentage below relative to where was that initial entry. With Gainium, you can do a lot more than that. You can also go to the DCA mode of your bot and use technical indicators for each of the DCA orders. So you could say, after 3% deviation below the price, I'm going to add another $120 if we cross 30 up once again on the RSI. Or you could use any other indicator for your DCA orders. Once you're done with that initial DCA order, you have this plus button and you can add as many DCA orders below using percentages combined with technical analysis. This makes DCAing a lot smarter than almost any other bot platform out there. Advantage number 7, you can do DCA orders using a deviation based on the volatility of the asset. Must be one of my favorite all-time features on Gainium and almost in any bot platform I have ever used. This makes DCAing a lot smarter than it has ever been. What is the typical thing that you do? You place your safety orders using a scale price and a scale volume, and you end up with something like this. If you're running this with multiple coins, it's just a disaster because every single coin has different nature and there will always be a black sheep that spoils the party. But with Gainium, that's different because you have multiple ways to scale in when you're doing DCA and this type of bots. Not just the typical percentage deviation that comes with almost every single bot platform out there, but also you can select, once again, the average true range or the average daily range. I'm going to select the average true range and I'm going to set a factor of 2. And if we zoom out, you're going to see that depending on what sort of ATR I use here, my orders are elastically going to be adapting to that deviation. And this is great because if you have a bot composite with multiple coins, once you define what is your deviation based on the volatility of the asset, every single coin is going to have something that automatically expands or contracts based on the volatility of the asset. I recommend going for higher time frames and looking in the chart which factor is covering a decent amount. Go to coins that are extremely volatile and compare them with the ones that are very low volatile and try to spot middle ground level of distribution of your DCA orders. I also use the volume scale to make sure that the lower end of the orders have more volume. If I'm using DCA, I tend not to put a stop loss right below, but instead of that, I use indicators to exit within the range here in case I need to exit in a loss. Advantage number 8 is self-adjusting indicator parameters. Let's say you are designing a backtest for a trading bot and you're thinking to use RSI as an entry condition. You're probably going to be thinking, I'm going to be entering at 30 because someone told me that at below 30 is oversold, so if we exit an oversold area I can buy. But as you can see here, 30 is not necessarily the best because sometimes you get some bounces but they are not significant enough. Some assets are going to spend a lot of time below 30, some assets are going to react better with 20, some with 40 at different times. It's just too difficult to track all of that and to have to decide which value here is the best one. And also the conditions of the market are constantly changing. The best alternative that I have found is to use percentiles to decide these values. So instead of picking 30, I enable the percentile and I look for a value that is very low. For example, here I'm using a value of the percentile 2. This means that these values in the past 150 candles have been visited only 2% of the time. And you can see here that there is a decent bounce, and then in here there's another bounce. This is behaving much better than entering blindly at a level of 30. What you need to be deciding is what percentile to use. Obviously, the lower the value, the less signals you're gonna get. They're gonna be better quality, but more rare. And if you go for a value of 10 or higher, you're going to start getting maybe too many signals. So you're going to have to strike there a balance, backtest multiple assets, and see what works best with the rest of your strategy. I think the previous advantage plus this advantage makes Gainium the most powerful DCAer at the moment when it comes to trading bots. And remember, you can use these self-adjusting parameters, the way I call them, not just for entering, but also for exiting. If this was a take profit condition, then I will go for a percentile that is very high. You can see here that this was dumping, and at 90, it managed to exit the market. Whereas if you were using just a fixed value and you were using the value of 70, 70 is around here. RSI didn't even manage to get closer to 70 this time because Bitcoin has been coming down. Whereas the percentile allow you to exit right there before potentially seeing another dump in the market. Much wiser way of trading. When you're setting a trading bot on different platforms, they typically offer you a cooldown after entering a deal, which is great. But I love to have also cooldowns after closing a deal. There are some strategies that are very quick in and out and can get burnt if you trade too much the same coin. I have a few examples of those, so I really appreciate being able to say after I close a deal with a specific asset, no more of that for at least 2 more hours until the market cools down again, and then I could re-enter doing more deals with the same asset. Number 10. Backtest composite bots. Not even on TradingView you can backtest composite bots. You have to use tricks like having Chrome extensions to change the asset, and even if you do that, you still cannot backtest back in time enough in lower time frames. So it's very limited and it's against their terms of conditions. If they catch you using these Chrome extensions without notice, they can close down your TradingView account, which is something I cannot afford. In order to backtest composite bots, all you have to do is select multiple, pick up to 50 different coins, and once you're backtesting, you can backtest them all independent, which means backtest them as if they were all running in separate bots, or if you want to backtest them all together, simulating a bot that has only 3 deals open at the same time, then keep this switch off and then scroll down to deal start condition and make sure that you select how many open deals can there be at any point in time in the bot. For example, 3 deals open, but you have 50 coins to choose from. And the cherry on top of the cake of all Gainium bot platforms is the option to do bot assistant pair selection. I am currently running multiple bots connected with our bot assistant that is available from observer tier, and it's automatically changing the pairs in my bots on Gainium. Ideally for that, you're going to need a VIP subscription. If this video gets to 3,000 views, I'm going to leave in the description 5 codes to join VIP for free in the membership of TTP. Guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Remember to hit the like and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye bye.